Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera Hbar, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, first off, we are going to be starting with the obvious elephant in the room, and that is the markets are down. Now, at the current moment in time that I am recording this, it is about almost 3 a.m. EST. So when this does go up, prices in this market are going to change a little bit, but for the most part, a very large percentage of not only the stock market, but also even crypto was wiped out today. Now, over $70 billion was wiped out from the global cryptocurrency market in the past 24 hours. And we also seen $1.25 trillion wiped from the stock market, which I did address in my XRP video. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about this? Well, it's funny on days like today. All the individuals that are short term in this market don't really care about any fundamentals. They don't care about, utility, what could very well happen, what, might happen. All they care about is what the price is going to be in an hour, tomorrow, next week, etc. When we really kind of look at this, these are the moments in time that I really kind of look at where we have a significant pullback, where we do see altcoins drop 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. Going back a year ago to now, prices are down well over, 90% for an example. So, I am utilizing this time, very valuably and strategically to look into a lot of these altcoins that are extremely oversold, extremely undervalued, and Hedera, aka Hbar, seems to be one. Now, also, I remind you guys with this video, it is 1 minute long, and it is Kevin O'Leary talking about crypto, but he also goes a little bit in depth on this as well, and I'm sure that a lot of you are probably all aware of this video, but it resurfaced earlier, and I figured why not listen in, let's talk about it, and let's actually discuss my thoughts around this at this current moment in time.
And I personally believe over the next decade, crypto will be the 12th sector of the S&P. And the reason I believe that is when I teach graduating cohorts of engineers, I don't care what college you do it at. You can go to MIT, Harvard, you can go to Waterloo in Canada or Temple, Notre Dame, you name it. A third of the graduating class, the smartest hands above keyboards in the world, because some of these classes are 130 international, particularly MIT. They have no interest in, as engineers, to go back to the other 11 sectors of the economy. Zero interest in working there. They all want to work on the blockchain. So my argument is you can't take that much intellectual capital, the best and the brightest, put them onto this sector by the tens of thousands every week and not expect incredible outcomes. So it's just like at the beginning of the internet, and all of a sudden when people thought, oh, the internet's not going to be anything, look at it today. It's the backbone of every economy. The same thing I think will happen in crypto just by the amount of intellectual talent.
And I love what he says there, the backbone of every economy. What does that tell you? What it tells me is that when we look at a lot of these tokens, we talk about quant all the time on this channel. We talk about XRP, XLM. We talk about so many altcoins on this, channel that are centered around utility-driven areas, more so like even XDC with trade finance, right? When we look at these tokens, they are becoming the backbone of the economy, of every economy. This technology is something substantial. And just like he said, you have the best, the brightest individuals out there that are engineers, developers. They are working in crypto. They are developing in crypto. Why? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Why? Well, it's clear to, and it should be clear to everyone if you do a little bit of, research. Right? All you need to understand is that this market is the future. You could see it. You could see it morphing around every single aspect of the world. You go and look at the BIS, you go look at the ECB, you look at, not only banking clients, but you also even go look at gaming. You look at, other areas as well, data. Everything is being disrupted by crypto. Even energy with Energy Web Token, like everything is happening so fast around this market. And talking about things happening around this market in regards to finance, right? Excuse me. So Recently, I talked to you guys about Emtech with Hedera, and a lot of people were doubting Hedera's connections to Emtech. They said, "All right, well, they're not even like responding, blah blah blah." And this is no hate towards anyone, by the way. I just kind of went hand in hand with it and really kind of discussed why they are still working together, why they are still playing a pivotal role with Emtech. And we actually do see from Emtech. This was posted earlier. There is only one place that you get to hear from the digital dollar. Hbar Foundation, leading stablecoin experts, and central bankers all on the same stage and moderated by Carmel Cadet at CBDC conference in Frankfurt, on August 30th. Don't miss it. And we actually do see here. So this is Sabrina. I'm not even going to try to pronounce their last names, honestly. From Hbar Foundation, Head FinTech and Payments, Jennifer, Executive Director at the Digital Dollar Project. George from the National Bank of Georgia, Standard Chartered Bank with John. And then we also do see over here from Carmel Cadet, the CEO at Emtech. This is incredible to see. I love to see it. I think that this is awesome. Remember, the major connection to Emtech was always around the digital dollar with Hedera as well. So I think that this is kind of moving towards, a confirmed area around, Hedera playing a pivotal role within the inception of the digital dollar. And the craziest thing is that the digital dollar project is actually backed by some substantial names, like Accenture. I know that this is like the digital dollar foundation over here, but Accenture is the big one. Accenture has a very large, substantial connection to this market. They have a very substantial backing. But we will see quite a bit of change happening going forward around, the digital dollar, the digital euro, etc. We do see down here a little bit of a breakdown on the information regarding the foundation. The Digital Dollar Project has published two thought pieces contributing to the global discussion on central bank digital currencies. The DDP white paper proposes a tokenized U.S. dollar, outlines the benefits and risk of a CBDC in the context of the U.S. dollar, and proposes potential use cases and pilots. Now listen, I'm going to bring something up, and it is going to be 100% speculation. But when we look at a lot of these tokens, I know that for the longest time, the biggest FUD piece around Hedera has always been the tokenomics. It is extremely inflated. The tokens are diluted fully. There's no reason to even invest your money into Hbar. I want you guys to understand that it's things like this that provide substantial value to a token. How is that? Well, with Hedera, right? If we have a confirmed tokenization of the US dollar on something like Hedera, aka the greenest DLT out there that has the highest grade, security with incredible scalability, speeds, and cost, guess what? That would require a very large percentage of that supply just for that use case alone, because of how much transactional flow there will be and demand for the tokens themselves. Because remember, if it is backed, it is 1-to-1. We've always kind of looked at this, and no, that does not make Hbar stablecoin. We've discussed this a lot with even XRP. This is why we look at these large financial use cases. Again, where will Hedera be within this project? It will most likely be the HTS service that they utilize for, tokenizing the US dollar. Again, that is just me speculating. This is not confirmed or anything like that. But we have been watching this very, very closely. There's a lot of US Federal Reserve related projects that they are also working on here. If we actually do see up here, the DDP, will identify options for a CBDC solution to help enhance monetary policy effectiveness and financial stability, provide needed scalability, security, and privacy in retail, wholesale, and international payments, and integrate with existing financial infrastructures, including U.S. Federal Reserve related projects. So I'm very excited for this. I think that this is awesome. A few things that they are looking at, by the way, is leveraging private capital and expertise to build and innovate, encourage public-private partnerships, raise the priority of research and development in creating U.S. government budgets, lead the development of worldwide technology norms, standards, and governance models that reflect democratic values and interests, develop and adopt advanced technology applications within the government, and improve the desirability of the government as a customer of the private sector, encourage state and local governments to adopt similar actions. So, We will be moving forward on with a lot of this, and it is going to be centered around tokenization. I definitely advise everybody to make your schedule cleared for August 31st, 13:30 to 14:20 CEST, and this is going to be talking about CBDC, stablecoins, and even other digital forms of money. And like I said, the HTS service will most likely play a pivotal role around this, and I'm very excited to see something come from this. Again, it's basically all been breadcrumbs at this current moment in time, but I'm really kind of excited for the future of this space, specifically around crypto and things like Hedera, because remember, right? The backbone of the future monetary system, aka the backbone of every economy, and this is where things really kind of start to really kind of unfold. And also, I do just want to wrap this video up with one last thing, and this is this tweet from Kai_I34, and it says, when it comes to Hedera, many people, particularly Bitcoin enthusiasts, like to say that Hedera is centralized, having a governing council and all. I would like to clear the air and show you how Hedera is and will become more decentralized and how Bitcoin is centralized. Now, I've actually discussed this opinion as well many times on this channel. When we look at Hedera, for the longest time, it's been ignored because people think that it is controlled by those large corporations that are on the GC. But when you actually look at Bitcoin, it's actually funny, right? Because even Ethereum is extremely centralized. This is the biggest misconception within crypto. We do see first, let's debunk the fact that Bitcoin is decentralized. It certainly is not, and nor was it intended to be. Essentially, you are buying into one specific computer network. This is an explicit design or decision and goal of Bitcoin aimed at being the first single network for transactions. At first, most users would run network nodes, but as the network grows beyond a certain point, it would be left more and more to specialists with server farms of specialized hardware. A server farm would only need to have one node on the network, and the rest of the LAN connects with that one node. And this is from Satoshi Nakamoto himself. And we do see the top 10 Bitcoin mining pools equal 96.03% of the total hash power. Bitcoin is intended to be a central network. It is designed to reduce empowerment. It is designed to allow power to be bought. It is designed to reward the few, not the many, and is centralized. And you can actually see a large percentage of the hash power up here being held just by a few of the top 10 list here. It is very substantial, and one, having over 25.57% of the hash power. This is significant, and this is a problem. And we do see enter Hedera. I have dedicated my Twitter account to being Hedera-centric. We may expect to be able to run public/individual nodes within 2022 to 2023. To keep this thread short enough, simply put, below sums everything up. And here we have this highlighted section of this Hedera network decentralization. The plan is that eventually it will be possible for any individual organization to run a node, and that the network will expand to millions of nodes across the globe. So they are aimed at global adoption. This is also why, like I've said, the token supply needs to be substantial. That 50 billion, I know, is a very large number when you are looking at, tokens like Bitcoin or, QNT, etc. But remember, even XRP, they question, is the supply actually, large enough? They actually, question on if the fact that they need more tokens. Now, could they do that? No, it can't. There's only going to be 50 billion of Hbar. So again, it is going to be a very high demand token going forward. They are building out this to achieve this. Now, I know in the short span that, Hbar has been out for over what now, almost 2 whole years or so. It might be actually a little bit longer than 2 years. It hasn't performed the greatest. But remember, right? When we look at, Hbar compared to a lot of these other tokens, Hedera has been still very new in development, but they have achieved so much in that short amount of time. And we also do see down here, I forgot to mention one very important fact about Bitcoin, and that is that the half of the total supply to ever be minted is held in the codename Satoshi Nakamoto wallet. Now, that's when we actually look at that, by the way, real quick, I want to take a second to actually just say something about that. A lot of people write Satoshi Nakamoto off as being dead, whatever, but there's actually been a lot of discussion on who he actually is, or who that name actually does mean, if you will. And it's actually pretty scary on who could actually be in control of Bitcoin. But nonetheless, we do see now that's a psyop if I've ever seen one. The world is being fooled as they always have in some way or another. And I do think that Bitcoin is one of the most centralized tokens out there. I mean, it seriously is, market it as like almost a pyramid scheme at this point. While all these, early adopters are trying to get everyone to FOMO in at the top, go and mortgage your house and go buy Bitcoin. Like, the statements that you hear in this market is absolutely ridiculous around Bitcoin. So to me, when we look at HBAR, I feel comfortable, accumulating this thing. I feel fine holding it long term. I think that the upside potential on DLT like Hedera is going to be substantial. And I do think that when we look at the backbone of every economy, it is going to be built around a multi-ledger system. And I do believe that Hedera will play a pivotal role within that system as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As there's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.